y'all? Big news coming out for the Michigan Wolverines. So, ESPN just reported on 3, obviously, seen it from the ESPN report, said they're expected to face a $20 million fine. That is a good amount of money, to say the least, for a college football program. Head coach Sherrone also will receive another ban. He will have a self-imposed 2-game ban this year. The good thing, though, you would think this is weeks 3 and 4 for this year, but obviously this is coming from College Football Report. $20 million fine as we talked about, but an additional game suspension for Sherrone that will take place in 2026. So that is a good telltale sign for Michigan, because if it was going to be this year and he potentially missed games 3 and 4, that might have been a problem. I'm going to tell you why when we look at the schedule. But the good thing is as well, no wins are vacated. Also, they won't receive a postseason ban. So all that stuff hopefully now is over with. Can completely close the chapter on the Jim Harbaugh era. And obviously, you don't have to worry about that. You keep your title, all that good stuff. You ain't got to worry about stuff. Now, why I say that's important, let's take a look at this schedule. Now, first game is a cakewalk. They should be able to beat New Mexico State, or New Mexico, I should say, 7:30 p.m. on Saturday. Shouldn't be worried. The game you got to circle that Coach Moore ain't going to beat her is this one against Oklahoma. That is going to be a tough game. And you got to go down and play at the Sooners building. The Sooners with John Mateer is expected to be better. Now, look, I know John Mateer is, kind of in some stuff right now, some mess. Obviously, hopefully he'll still be ready to go week 1. We'll see, yada, yada. They're still working out the details. But nonetheless, with him, I know Jaden Osby coming back from injury, an improved wide receiver group, and you should have a pretty good defense in 2025. That is not an easy game at all. There's a reason why it's on ABC. So that is tough, you know what I'm saying? Especially potentially from what we've been hearing in the renderings is that Bryce Underwood could be the starting quarterback. So when you think about that, you evaluate that, hey, it's like that's a tough spot to be week 2 without your head coach. Then you obviously have Central Michigan and Nebraska. Now, look, if he was going to miss this game too, I had an L. That's potentially 2-2 for Michigan to start the season. Say what you want, but they are much improved this year. I think Nebraska was. Remember, they had a great start last year. Dylan Raiola, was one of the top freshman quarterbacks a season ago. I think he's going to only get better and obviously show how elite and good he is. And you got to credit head coach Matt Rule. He always has that team ready to go. It's just, can they improve defensively? Offensively was pretty good last year. Dylan Raiola is going to be the name to continue to watch there. But that is a tough game for week 4. But like I said, the good news is he's only going to miss the 2 and obviously the game next year. But nonetheless, Michigan should be able to handle business. It is a pretty favorable schedule outside of those top 4 matchups. Wisconsin, we don't know, question marks. USC, will they be able to take that next step forward? Washington, winnable game, I think. Michigan State, same thing. Purdue, same thing. Northwestern, same thing. Maryland, we'll see if they can take another step forward. And Ohio State, very favorable schedule. But again, you want to get those wins early in the season. And that's why with Sherrone Moore being out, that's a big game right there. So yeah, y'all, that is the official details. That's my reaction. 20 million ban. Like I said, it could have been way worse, you know what I'm saying, than this, obviously. So you only lose your head coach for the first 2 games, and obviously next year you're losing for a game as well. But not too bad. You got to feel good if you're a Michigan fan. $20 million is a lot of money. But at the same time, this could have been way worse. Comment down below your thoughts on this Michigan fine and obviously the latest details about the suspension. I think it could have been way worse. I think they took it pretty smooth on them. But let me know down in the comments.